This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
To this week's episode of Talk News TV or Politics Today with your Saturday evening host, Herman Tiu Laurel. And we'll be discussing an issue close to my heart because I used to teach in this institution for around 3 years. This is, of course, the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, PUP. And it brings me back to the days when I was teaching journalism and mass communication, and I often explain to my students that the role of the fourth estate or journalists and the media, the press, is to discomfit the comfortable, those who are in power, and to comfort those who are discomfited. And we played that role again in this episode because a few days ago, members of the academic community of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines came to us with an appeal to help inform the public about the brewing crisis at the PUP, the only university where the poor can afford higher education. And fantastic tuition fees, 1.5 for one semester, 50, how much per unit? 12 pesos per unit. You can become an engineer with 3,000, 3,005 per semester, and so on. We must treasure this institution. And here to explain to us the brewing crisis in PUP are Dr. Orly, I call him, Orlando Molina. Okay, to make sure we don't make the mistake of saying Molina. Doctor and teaching in the College of Arts and Letters as well as the graduate school.
That's right.
And Professor Ferdinand Bondame, not related to Van Damme, with the CAL also, College of Art and Letters, and in the Filipino department.
Yes, sir.
So magandang araw po sa inyong dalawa. Whom do we start with? We go with the elder member of the academic community, Orly. What is this crisis? You explained it to me, but please explain it to our audience.
Yeah, Kamendong, as we call you. This all started when Dr. De Guzman became president of
What's the first
PUP.
name of Dr. De Guzman?
Emmanuel De Guzman.
Okay.
And after he has been catapulted to the position of president, I started inquiring as to why he indicated in his biodata, in his mission and vision, and that letter coming from Ateneo de Manila, telling us that he graduated in 1993. Biodata
1993.
1993.
Okay.
1990 in his biodata and in his mission vision 1991. So I wrote a letter to the Civil Service Commission, particularly the NCR. And it was just a letter of inquiry. And then after a few days, I was given another letter informing me that they have already responded and sent a letter to De Guzman telling him to answer such inquiry. And then after a few days, Dr. De Guzman answered he made some comments that he was a legitimate graduate of PUP. And so he indicated there in his comment an attachment of his TOR,
What is TOR?
transcript of records,
Okay,
and then his diploma and other documents telling us that he is a bona fide graduate of PUP. So we evaluated.
What is the connection of PUP and also the question about Ateneo, his degree
He
from the
taught
Ateneo?
at Ateneo,
He taught at the Ateneo.
Department of Sociology, and at the same time graduated his MS in Sociology
Okay.
at the Ateneo.
Okay.
And so
So everything seems to be all right.
everything seems to be all right.
Okay.
But then later on, when I asked the members of the academy to take a look
In PUP.
in PUP,
Okay.
to take a look at the transcript of records and the diploma, there were really glaring inconsistencies.
Okay.
For instance, on the format itself, you'll notice that the regular transcript of records contain the regular transcript of records contains serial number.
Okay. Yeah.
It contains security number also. But to our dismay, in his transcript of records
From PUP.
from PUP, nothing is reflected
So
in his
security number and
serial
the
number.
Serial number.
Serial
These are very
number.
important to authenticate. No?
That's right.
Okay. Now, let's put the timeline. He is supposed to have graduated from PUP first
That's
before
right.
going into
Ateneo.
in his studies for masteral,
In
et cetera.
sociology.
He taught in the Ateneo based on a claim of having graduated from PUP.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
However, upon some examination, the doubts have been cast on his transcript from PUP, and doubtful or non-existent serial number and security number. Doubtful. It is not there.
It is not there.
It is not there. Where could this have been produced?
Well, we already wrote a letter to the registrar of PUP to authenticate the transcript of records.
And what was the response?
And all negative, sir.
Is there an official letter from the records office of PUP saying we have no record of this?
No, sir.
No, they simply told us.
So this was a verbal
No,
response?
there was a letter addressed to me.
Okay.
Pero the registrar in that letter simply told me that I have no authority
Okay.
to ask for authentication. In other words, you have to get permission from the Guzman.
Is that correct and accurate?
I
think
don't
it's
think
public record.
It is a public record,
Yeah.
and since the issue is very sensitive, they should have given me that courage to authenticate it, because we are not asking anyway, sir, for a new transcript of records.
Okay.
All we have to do is ask them to authenticate it.
Okay, so let's go to Ferdy. Ferdy, what are your impressions? And, let me ask, how many of the faculty members and the general academic community there, are there students also aware of this issue?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Considering this issue is highly sensitive, most of the faculties in PUP is really starting to ask questions, but I would understand that because of the issue involved would mean their livelihood, they're really not that open publicly to discuss this matter. But in small talks, in faculty discussion, they are raising the same issues.
Okay.
And that's why we're really looking for a facets or ways to have this particular document presented to the public under strict scrutiny. One thing that we have noticed in his transcript of records when it was received by Ateneo, it was dated around 2002. But he finished his master's degree in Ateneo during 2001. Applying our experiences, it's a little bit questionable in how will Ateneo let his graduates walk that special aisle on that program when in fact they have not received the basic documents that they need, which is the transcript of records.
So why do you assume or why do you conclude that they had not received the PUP transcripts at that point in time in 2001, right?
Yes, sir.
Why? What's the basis for that?
Sir, it is a customary procedure in all school that before you
Enter graduate school.
Graduate in your master's program, you are to submit. And I believe before you even enter in a higher learning, you will be asked to submit
that.
But in his case, we were a little bit shocked to understand that he was able to receive his master's degree
without submitting.
Without, I mean, if you'll be looking and basing this particular assumption on the documents, it's really a little
what
bit.
you're saying is, if now you have discovered that maybe the transcript of record that he presented so far is very dubious, how could Ateneo have issued a masteral degree if that is the same transcript that was submitted to the Ateneo? So the question next is, was this same transcript submitted to the Ateneo?
Yes, sir.
It was submitted?
Yes, sir. Because
without the serial number, without the security number?
Yes, sir.
Why did Ateneo accept it?
I think it would be
That
in
is a
good
question.
faith, sir. Yes, I think it would always boils down to the good faith of the institution.
Okay, Orly, you were going to say something like
And on top of that, he has 38 subjects that are either incomplete, dropped, no credit, withdrawn, or 5.
Where's this? In PUP?
In PUP.
In PUP.
In PUP.
So that is in the transcript?
That is in the transcript, and I do not exactly know the kind of standard that Ateneo applied when he entered the graduate school.
He seems to have quite persuasive ability to be able to pass a transcript with some questions through the authorities of the Ateneo de Manila. No?
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Is there something special about him that we should know, that he can have such a persuasive impact on even the Jesuits, who are known to be very sweetic themselves?
In the letter that I received from a certain Dr. Emma Porio, who is the dean or the chairperson of the sociology and anthropology department of Ateneo, she claims in that letter addressed to me that this guy, Emmanuel de Guzman, was one of the brighter boys or students in PUP. That's why, according to her, this guy, Emmanuel de Guzman, taught in PUP even without credentials or even without finishing a bachelor's degree.
There were certain instances.
Well, certainly exhibits some genius, but not necessarily a moral and
intellectual ascendancy.
Yes, sir. One more striking inconsistencies that we were able to look into is actually Mr. De Guzman is a transferee from St. Louis Baguio
to PUP.
To PUP, yes, sir. One striking inconsistency that we were able to see was there were this instant then when he was already accepted in PUP. It was first semester of 1986 and 87, but his official grade under PUP transcript reflected only during the second semester of 86-87. And upon close scrutiny, we were shocked to know that during first semester of 86 and 87, he has a full load in St. Louis Baguio. And I am a graduate of PUP, and knowing the policy, it would be very impossible for a transferee to be in two places in one time, literally. And this gave us this red signal, what's the problem of this particular transcript? And as Dr. Molina has said, striking security features were not present. I even took out my own transcript of records and
to compare. Huh?
yes, placing it side by side. Though it was, he was a graduate in 1993 and I'm in 1998. And I was able to get some copies of transcript of records, 97, 91, 2008, 9, 10. When I put them under comparison, you would see, and I have seen, that most of the security features are present in all of the transcripts except that of Dr. de Guzman.
Okay.
Particularly, his document was printed in 2002, which would place a security measures, random letters and alphabet and numbers and symbols that would secure all the authenticity of our documents. And upon close look, scrutiny and inspection, you don't see that.
So he graduated from PUP based on what he claims in what year?
1993, sir.
What is this 2002 document you are referring to now?
It is possible that he asked for a second copy.
Dated 2002?
Yes, sir. Because when you ask for a second copy, the date when it was printed will be the date to be shown in that particular transcript.
The date that you actually graduated?
No, sir. The date that
it is issued?
Yes,
the copy is issued?
So it is reflected there that he graduated in 1993, but this particular transcript was printed in 2002. So applying the logic of all the security features, it does not have any.
Even the 2002 security features,
Yes, sir.
that's what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
And one more thing, sir, is the issue of the incomplete.
Incomplete subjects.
Yes, the irony of this.
So even if he is able to say that there is authenticity here, the question is raised about the incompleteness.
Yes, sir.
Did you say how many subjects?
He got 38 subjects under that transcript of records that are either incomplete, 5 withdrawn, no credit, and so on and so forth.
And that represents how many units in the regular
Basically,
semester?
sir, in one semester,
You have
he has what?
24 units.
8 subjects. He only passed 1, which is an MS, if I'm not mistaken. The irony of it all, he is being claimed as a bright person, but looking at his scholastic records, even applying the policy of the school.
Well, a lot of people are bright, but with certificates of graduation from Recto.
That's it.
Shouldn't this be subjected to an investigation?
Yes,
Now, we have to move fast because our time is limited. We have, by the way, a second subject after this first half, which is about the MILF, Government of the Philippines appeasement. We have Bono Adaza and Ferdy Pasion to join us later. But let us accelerate this discussion. Now, how can he be appointed as president of PUP with all these questions? Is this a presidential appointee from Malacanang? Where does this come from?
Well,
this appointment? Yeah.
The appointment really came from the members of the Board of Regents. Under Dr. Licuanan then.
Tati Licuanan?
Tati Licuanan.
Yes, sir.
Board of Regents of PUP, Tati was
chair
chair
of the
PUP.
Board of Regents before. And then suddenly...
What year was that?
During the, at least during
Arroyo's
the
time
search.
or
Arroyo's time.
Arroyo's time pa?
Arroyo's time.
10, 11.
And so we are saying that we have done something already, raised the issue to the members of the Board of Regents. But then, according to the board secretary, Attorney Fernandez, the matter is already moot and academic. In other words, they skirted. They didn't like the idea of investigating this hot issue.
Okay.
And so they are hiding under the bureaucratic arrogance. That's why we are coming to the media, to the public, to raise this to the level of the national
We have 4 minutes to go before the break. And so the question now is, what are we going to do here? There are many questions. And the authorities in CHED, which is Tati Licuanan, is not going to move because she is the one who made the appointment, apparently,
Yes,
the board
the appointment.
during her time. And clearly, this is a political appointment.
Yes, sir.
What is the political pull of Mr. de Guzman?
Well, I saw in his application a letter of endorsement coming from Speaker Belmonte.
Any other political personalities that endorsed him? Any other? Did you see any other?
I didn't see anything,
So
but
it's
this is a
Belmonte.
written one.
Oh.
Belmonte endorsing him to the President of the Republic of the Philippines.
Okay.
And since there are members of the Board of Regents of PUP who come from national
NEDA.
agencies,
NEDA.
I foresee and I suppose that they were able to do something to get the final nod of the members
Okay.
of the board.
Is this the same system in the appointment of other SUC presidents?
That's
So
right.
it's a
Those issues.
It's a
original
system
charters.
it's
really.
going to be political
There is
hopefully
always
not.
that political
influence.
aspect in the selection of the presidency.
Well, Belmonte is one of the most is one of the pillars of crooked politics in the country, in Congress, and in the Yellow Movement. No, but beyond that, in the last few minutes, please state the case that you want to make to the public and what actions are you going to take legal action on this. Let me ask Orly and Ferdy. Who would like to
As
answer that?
far
Orly.
as I am concerned, I already elevated this to the courts, particularly the process, the procedure, in the manner they have decided to select him as president. So I don't like to discuss that anymore.
okay, so
But this is a new evidence that we have discovered, the transcript of records as well as the diploma.
Okay.
I already wrote a letter to the members of the Board of Regents,
Civil service.
the civil service,
Ateneo.
the Ateneo to take a look into it. But nothing has happened. I'm also calling the attention of the
Senator
new
Pia.
chairman,
Okay.
President
Brillantes.
Alex
Brillantes.
Alex Brillantes.
Chairman of
Chairman, he's now the
The
new
new
chairman of the
Board of Regents
Board of
of
Regents
PUP.
of PUP.
PUP. Okay.
But until this time, nothing has happened.
And we wrote to Senator Pia Cayetano, being
Okay.
the chairman of the education.
And what is the response?
Not yet.
As of this moment, we have not
Okay.
And
received
then
any response yet.
recently we had some positive reactions from party list Buhay Representative Lito Atienza, Abacada party list
Jonathan de la Cruz.
Representative Jonathan de la Cruz,
Padilla.
and the Deputy Speaker
Carlos Padilla.
Carlos Padilla.
Okay.
Hopefully they will do something because where else can we go?
Yeah, and it would be such a shame and indignity for an institution like PUP to be led by somebody, possibly a Recto Avenue graduate. So, yeah,
That's
it.
final
We're-
few seconds.
We're trying to really consolidate the community, the students, the faculty, and the workers to really look into this because we really believe that the PUP institution, the 100 years of excellency of the school should be preserved and should be upheld. And being
Okay.
part of the academe, we, Dr. Molina and I, really feels that the academe should take a bold move in
Okay.
really looking into this matter.
Okay, so when are you going to have a picket in front of CHED and in front of Malacanang? Tell me, I will be joining you. We have run out of time, so give me that schedule. I'll be there with you.
Yes, sir.
Maraming
Thank you
salamat
very
po.
much. Maraming salamat
Okay,
po.
good luck to
Salamat,
your
sir.
struggle and we will always be supporting you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat po. Okay, we'll take this break. So, sige lang.